What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from the Quartering. I hope you're having a wonderful Monday, if you happen to be watching it on Monday anyway. I hope you had a good weekend. Now, Gina Carano, has been in the news a couple of times. She is the star of Disney Plus's The Mandalorian, the star of probably the only good Star Wars production in the past, 10 years, since Rogue One, probably. And she doesn't take any guff. I wouldn't exactly call her conservative, but in terms of Hollywood actors and actresses, they probably think she's as far right as they come. She just seems more practical to me, and she's winning a lot of fans over by not being bullied on Twitter, which is exactly what's happened several times with Gina now. You could see this article. Gina Carano called out for transphobic Twitter presence. The Mandalorian actress doubled down on her bad pronoun joke. The Mandalorian star Gina Carano, and understand the website is The Mary Sue, so there's going to be plenty of slant here, but we'll discuss the truth. The Mandalorian star Gina Carano has come under fire for mocking the usages of pronouns in her Twitter bio. The former MMA fighter added beep bop beep to her name in a poorly conceived joke on people sharing the preferred pronouns, and when called out for it, she claimed she supported trans people but refused to change her bio. Good. Good. She is not alone in questioning why people are including their pronouns in their bios, their email signatures, and their introductions. We do so when cis people share their pronouns. It hopefully makes it easier for trans and non-binary and gender non-conforming folks to do the same. In GLAAD's Tips for Allies, they encourage folks to share their pronouns because this sends the message that you're not making assumptions about anyone's gender. So essentially, it went from I share my pronouns so you don't misgender me to you have to share yours so I feel supported. That's where this went, right? Of course, look, if I know somebody and they have preferred pronouns and I know about it, I always use them. You notice seamlessly when I talk about people that I know on Twitter, I use their preferred pronouns. But it's a different state of events when I'm demanded to use them, or when if I were to be demanded to put them in my own Twitter profile. To what? Support people because you bullied me into it? I don't think so. Is Gina or anyone required to share their pronouns? Of course not. And if she posted the joke out of ignorance, out of not understanding why pronouns matter, this would be one thing. But Carano admitted that her co-star, Pedro Pascal, had explained why pronouns matter. She wrote, I didn't know before, but I do know now. I won't be putting them in my bio, but good on all of you who choose to. I stand against bullying, especially the most vulnerable, and freedom to choose. Look, we've all said or done offensive things. We've all had moments of ignorance, cruelty, and lapse of compassion. But hopefully we learn from them and grow. But while she claimed to understand the meaning of pronouns usage, she refused to change her message. She doesn't have to. This small section of people are bullies. And I've run up against them many times in my life. They act just like bullies do. And then they're the first ones to say, oh, yeah, they support women or they support, support women, but unless they have the wrong ideas. Support the LGBT community unless they're Trump supporters. Well, she doesn't have to post her pronouns. She also doesn't have to mock others who are. That's when ignorance turns into transphobia and cruelty. It's okay you deleted it, but I saved it. I'll block out your handle because I don't encourage bullying. See how that works? But Carano is no stranger to internet controversy. She was recently criticized for anti-BLM messages, objecting to face masks, and dismissing concerns about the COOF. Open up your business and churches. We talked about this last week. But put whatever regulations you want. Essentially a totally fair thing to say. The COOF doesn't know the difference between a peaceful gathering and people shopping at the store. So if you're going to allow that and support that, then you should just open everything up, but be safe about it. I think that's a reasonable take. Many took out to social media to call her out. I don't encourage bullying, says Gina Carano, while she dismisses the bullying that trans people face and refuses to call out her supporters. Again, this is just a lie. It doesn't provide any. First of all, Gina's not doing any of this. Second of all, neither are her supporters, or at least you haven't proved it, but you're just going to state that as fact. SJWs always lie. It's very easy to say. It's very easy to see, and this is what these people that are supposedly so stunning and brave and inclusive say about Gina. And you see this. Raise your hand if Gina killed any of your hype for season 2 of The Mandalorian in any capacity. I'm trying to see something. No. Why would it? Because you're supposed to what? Bend the knee every time? Is she not allowed to have her own opinions on things? Why must she bend? Why must she worship at the Church of Woke just to be in a television show? I mean, sure, I think that it does work in that way on some people. Like if somebody comes out and says something extraordinarily woke or stupid, will I not watch their television show? Yeah, it happens. But I think that the only people offended by this are going to be the new Star Wars fans, the NU ones, the ones that don't have enough money to buy the merch, that never really cared about Star Wars. It only cared about it when it started injecting the politics that they really care about. And these are the people that didn't support the film at the theater. They didn't go to Star Wars Land and Disneyland. They haven't supported they haven't bought box sets. You get what I'm saying. They're people that don't have a personal identity. So then they say they're a fan of this thing and they make that their identity. But it doesn't take very long to figure out that they really didn't like Star Wars. They just wanted to be there to bully people about, using pronouns or whatever. And The Independent now covering it. Star Wars Mandalorian star Gina Carano accused of mocking trans people with beep, bop, beep pronouns joke. Actress faced calls to include her pronouns in her. Why? This is the dumbest. Nobody's calling out that bullying, right? Nobody's calling that out. You want to see what some of these people are saying about her? So here's what actual reporting looks like. Here's Gina's actual tweets. They're mad because I won't put pronouns in my bio to show my support for trans lives. After months of harassing me in every way, I decided to put 3 very controversial words in my bio. Beep, bop, boop. I'm not against trans lives at all. They need to find less abusive representation. And I 100% agree with that. The overwhelming majority of the trans community are awesome people, but it seems like the worst rises to the top on Twitter anyway. And it's not even generally trans people that are the ones that are doing all this stuff. It's their quote-unquote allies who give them a bad name. I don't think trans people would like all of you trying to force a woman to put something in her bio through harassment and name-calling every day for months, such as all sorts of terrible things. I hope you die. I hope you lose your career. You're fat. You're ugly. But here's the thing. They did say all of these things. See, Gina is telling the truth, unlike the Mary Sue. You can see here, F off, you stupid piece of ass. Gina is all sorts of terrible things. Hey, Gina, shut the F up, you effing a-hole. These are the stunning and brave fans of Star Wars. These are probably the same people that are Raylos. Hi, from the bottom of my heart, F you, you're a piece of poo. Gina Carano is dangerous, and Disney is giving her a platform. Let's normalize firing transphobic a-holes who won't wear a mask. And there's hundreds of these. Shut up, you fat Oompa Loompa looking bee. Nobody gives. I mean, these are people, these are the allies for the trans community. I think it's pretty plain to see. Any idiot could see that they aren't doing this community any help by acting like this. And you see Gina here saying, beep bop boop has zero to do with mocking trans people and 100% to do with explosive bullying mentality of the mob that has taken over the voices of many genuine causes. I want people to know you can take hate with a smile. So boop you for misunderstanding. All love, no hate. This is exactly correct. Using the phrase common sense when on Twitter ain't that common. I miss the old days. That's the thing. They will support this mob mentality and dogpiling on Gina because they believe their cause. That the ends justify the means. Getting another person to bend the knee, and Gina probably will take a career hit for this. And career-wise, it's probably best that she doesn't spend as much time arguing with these people on Twitter. I don't think they're gonna write her off the Mandalorian, but in case maybe she gets a little too angry, she said something too spicy. There are certain things that Hollywood doesn't allow you to have an opinion on. And hopefully the Mandalorian just runs for like 25 seasons and it won't hurt her career at all. But, ultimately, these people are the true bullies. And I hope she doesn't back down. Maybe don't keep antagonizing them, but also don't let them push you around. I mean, you see, she's obviously pretty based. And she posted this too, right? How social media works. Me, I prefer oranges. Random person. So basically what you're saying is that you hate orange, or I prefer mangoes to oranges. So basically you say you hate oranges. You also failed to mention pineapples, bananas, and grapefruits. Educate yourself. That's Twitter. Gina should try some other social media. I support you, Gina. Stay strong. Don't bend the knee. We'll talk to you again real soon.